Right, some people have questioned, how is it that each of the items on, say, TechToiletries, which is created on Google Slides, how is each item basically a link to that particular resource? All right, so for example, what I'm talking about here is if I go into presentation mode here, and if I were to hover over one of these items here, you'll notice that the crosshairs turn into a browser finger. And if I click it, it's going to take me to that resource. Okay, so obviously this item is some sort of button. All right, so I'm going to show you how I do this when I'm in Google Slides. How do I create these live links that you're not seeing the actual button for? Okay, so here I've got my latest edition of TechToiletries here, and I've got this item here. I want this to be a link to a YouTube video that plays this, smooth jazz and shows this little fireplace or whatever. And so here on my tab for that, I'm going to copy this URL. So I'm going to do Command L to select the URL and then Command C to copy it. And then when I go to my TechToiletries here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a shape, and what I'm going to draw a shape of is a rectangle. And I'm going to basically cover this image here with this rectangle, and notice that it is gray. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the fill color bucket up here at the top, and I'm going to select transparent. And then I'm going to go to the border color, and I'm going to make that transparent as well. So now I basically have this invisible transparent box sitting on top of that image. Now what I'm going to do is make that box a link by going to the insert link icon, and then I'm going to do Command V to paste in that URL I copied earlier. All right, so now you can see that as you hover over it, this little pop-up window comes up where I can copy that link, I can edit it, or I can remove the link. And if I go to present this, then what happens is you'll notice that I've got that link there that will take me to that video. Okay, but granted, it's going to play a commercial first. Okay, so going back here to TechToiletries, if I escape out of presentation mode here, what I end up doing often, the links that you have for TechToiletries are not Google Slides. Instead, what I do is I download it as a PDF, and then when I'm in the PDF, you still have those links that are available. Okay, so it's going to download, it's going to open up, and I'm going to go down to that new one that I'm currently working on, and when I click on it, it takes me to that particular video. All right, so that is how I create the invisible buttons that I use in TechToiletries that I create using Google Slides.